Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. Late last night, this leaked. Forza Horizon 5's Hot Wheels expansion. Yes, you heard that right, and today we're gonna talk about it. If you want to see some Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels expansion gameplay, make sure you subscribe, because as soon as this expansion comes out, I'm gonna be playing it a whole bunch, so be on the lookout for those videos coming soon. Also, I want to know what you guys think about the FH5 Hot Wheels expansion. Let me know in the comments down below. I think it's gonna be, let's call it controversial. So yes, late last night, the FH5 Hot Wheels expansion leaked on Steam, of all places. The premiums add-on bundle page for the game, one of the DLCs for the game, it used to look like this, but late last night, it got an update to look like this. And that's where this leak came from. So yes, although Xbox and Playground Games haven't officially confirmed that the Hot Wheels expansion is real, this is pretty much as close as you can get to it being real. Anyways though, unfortunately, this screenshot is all we have to go off of. On the Steam page, they didn't list any information for like the release date, the car list, what the expansion would be bringing, or anything like that. However, with a little bit of math and science, we can actually figure out a couple of interesting things about the release date and about the car list, actually. When can we expect it to be confirmed? This Sunday, actually, only 4 days from now. This Sunday is the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, where they'll be revealing new games that are coming out later this year, and DLCs and updates for games that have already come out, like an FH5 expansion. Anyways, you might be more interested to know when the Forza Horizon 5 expansion is actually coming out. And we can actually do some math to maybe have a good idea as to when. If you actually take the current season in Forza Horizon 5 right now, that'll take you up to June 16th. And what usually happens is the following week on Tuesday, Forza will drop the next update that will usually include some new cars, but in this case, I think it'll include the new expansion on June 21st. On June 21st, I would also expect to see a new monthly update for Forza Horizon 5, so people who may not necessarily have the expansion can still go and unlock some new cars and have some new events to play and so on. Obviously, that's not confirmed just yet, so we'll have to see, but I think that's pretty accurate. I also briefly wanted to talk about the cars we might see come to the Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels expansion, and for that, I think we need to jump back in the past to the FH3 Hot Wheels expansion and look at that game to maybe get an idea as to what is coming for FH5. So, FH3, that expansion included 10 new cars for the game. 4 of those cars were Hot Wheels cars, the other 6 were all like regular cars, and one of those cars was actually a barn find. If this new expansion does include 10 cars, that'd be really nice. I'd like that. At the time of recording this video, we only know 2 cars that are actually confirmed for the Hot Wheels expansion. Starting off with this thing, we don't actually know what it's called. Myself and some of the AR12 mods did some digging, and we found this in the Hot Wheels Unleashed game called Bad to the Blade. It looks very similar. It's got the exact same livery, but like that front nose is a little bit different. I'm not sure if it's that. We also found this from back in the day, the futuristic Indy car. This livery is totally different, but the body looks to be a little bit more similar. I don't know what this car actually is, so if you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have any details as to like what engine it has, if it's rear wheel drive, all wheel drive, please do let me know. Please educate me on this car. I would love to hear about it. And the second car that we know is this, hidden away down at the bottom, the Diora 2. What a legendary car. Probably the most iconic Hot Wheels car of all time. It is finally coming to Forza Horizon 5. We've actually been requesting this car for so many years, ever since Hot Wheels started working with Forza back in FH3. People have been asking for the Diora 2. I am so excited it's coming to the game. Side note, I know back in the day, apparently there was a whole bunch of like license stuff that prevented this thing from being in the game. I am so excited to drive this thing, customize it, and see what it's got. It's gonna be a really fun car. That's not actually all though, because some of you might remember this car, the Nash Metropolitan from Forza Horizon 4's Hot Wheels Legends Tour car pack that came out a couple of years ago now. Well, as it turns out, the guy who owns the real-life Nash Metropolitan posted a photo on Instagram a couple of months ago, and somebody commented on it saying, "Hey, I love your car. is it coming to Forza Horizon 5? And the guy actually replied and said, yeah. Yeah, it is. You might have noticed I haven't included a screenshot showcasing this. And that's because it got removed. I would imagine at the request of Forza. So, yeah, we might see the Nash Metropolitan also included in the FH5 Hot Wheels expansion. And I mean, just as a side note, if we are talking about some cars, there are some cars that I would love to see come to the FH5 Hot Wheels expansion, like this, the P1800 Gasser, or the Mercedes High Class. Both of those cars, super unique, awesome builds IRL, and those would be super fun to have in FH5. Speaking of really fun, unique cars that are just amazing IRL builds, what about this? This is Wenstern. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, that's a real car. How much fun would that be to drive around in Forza Horizon 5? I'll keep fingers crossed. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Anyways, obviously, there's going to be a mix of Hot Wheels cars coming to the expansion and some real-life cars. Hopefully, we have a good mix and some very highly requested cars come to the game. I thought it would be fun to talk about what this expansion really means for Forza because, like I said, I feel like this expansion is definitely going to be controversial. And I can actually already predict the comments that you guys are going to leave down below. They're going to be one of four things. Number one, I played the Hot Wheels expansion in FH3 and I loved it. I'm super excited for this one. Number two, I played the FH3 Hot Wheels expansion. I hated it. It was the worst expansion ever made. Number three, I never got to play the expansion. I'm kind of excited to try it out. And number four, why is Playground Games copy-pasting expansions and then expecting us to pay for it? All four of those comments, very valid. For me personally, I found Forza Horizon 3's expansion super fun. It was a very unique gameplay experience that took what we already knew from the game and spiced it up a little bit with like really fun Hot Wheels track to drive along, big old jumps, rings of fire, and loop-de-loops and so on. It took what we knew and turned it to 11, and I love that. Saying that though, for this expansion to feel fresh and new, I really hope that it doesn't use too many assets from Forza Horizon 3, so it feels a little bit fresh and new and continues to be spicy. However, saying that, given the extra time that the developers had to work on this expansion, and the fact that the developers already have a really good base to go off of from the FH3 expansion, this expansion needs to be groundbreaking. It needs to be the biggest expansion ever made. It needs to be the best expansion ever made. Otherwise, I think most people will consider it a failure. Long story short, it's gonna be really hard for the developers to nail this expansion. It's gotta feel fresh and new and be worth the name of an expansion, but also hit that nostalgia not just from Hot Wheels itself, but also from Forza Horizon 3. It's gonna be very difficult for the developers to do, but I'm excited to see what it includes. Honestly though, I'm kind of surprised that this expansion exists at all. For those of you who don't know, there is another Hot Wheels game that actually came out only in September. It's called Hot Wheels Unleashed. I actually played it here on the channel a couple of months ago. Super fun game. If you've never seen that game before, basically it includes a ton of Hot Wheels toys in there for you to build, customize, paint, and so on. And then you can also build your very own Hot Wheels tracks in that game with all of the loops, the jumps, the tracks, and so on. Really fun game. But what's super surprising is that game is actually still being updated. Hot Wheels Unleashed has an update coming out for it in July, and there's gonna be a Hot Wheels expansion in FH5. You would imagine those would be like competing products, but okay. Not to mention the fact that Hot Wheels Unleashed even existing might have some unforeseen effects on Forza Horizon 5's expansion. For example, it's totally possible that Hot Wheels Unleashed might have a deal in it somewhere that says this is going to be the only game where you can make custom Hot Wheels tracks. That would restrict event labs from being built in an FH5 expansion. Obviously, we have no idea what's actually included in all of these contracts behind the scenes, but it's pretty interesting and something to keep in mind. Obviously, I feel like it even goes without saying, I would love to build my own FH5 Hot Wheels tracks. Being able to place like loop-de-loops where I want them, being able to place like massive ramps and things like that. People have already been recreating Hot Wheels tracks in the event lab How cool would it be if we could use actual Hot Wheels tracks and like actual props, like a loop and a ring of fire and things like that? It would just be so much fun and groundbreaking for Forza. Honestly, this FH5 expansion has me pretty excited. I really liked FH3's Hot Wheel expansion. I just hope that the developers can nail this expansion, make it feel fresh, while at the same time giving us more of what we love, while at the same time including some fun cars and a fun little career mode for us to mess around with. We'll have to see. We'll have more information on Sunday. Subscribe to see some gameplay. I'll see you guys soon with some more. See you then. Bye!